up, everybody, and welcome back to A Beer a Day with TK. It's a chilly winter evening here in Findlay, Ohio, and Anderson and I are hanging out in the beer shed, getting ready to check out a new beer. So, what's going on, Anderson?
Well, I'm back in town to drink some beers with you and hopefully not upset your wife.
That's right. Worst comes to worst, we live in the beer shed. We do have a small radiator. We just have to fight off the mouse that's been running around here. Eventually, I'm going to catch this dude.
Well, if we get sent out here to live, we'll eat him.
With a bag of peanuts that he's been dining on, apparently. We have a giant bag of peanuts for the squirrels, but apparently the mouse has made them his peanuts now. He said, "Look at me. I am the captain. These are my peanuts." And he's taking them.
He's a mouse pirate now.
He is, dude. All right. Now, the beer we have today is one called Ripple from Evergreen Brewing out of Camp Hill, PA. And this is one that you picked up. Where'd you get this one?
This was another Christmas gift to me.
Okay. That's cool.
Thankfully for Christmas, a couple people get me some beers.
That's pretty decent, dude. You know what I usually get?
Bills.
Yeah. Or some shit I don't want that was paid for with my own money. So this is Ripple. And like I said, this is from Evergreen Brewing, Camp Hill. This is a raspberry Gose. So I'm actually a big fan of Goses. My major concern with them, though, Gose is supposed to have that salty finish.
Right.
Most of them don't. Most people just interchange that word Gose for sour, for whatever. And I think it is one of my beefs with sours. I love sour beers, but sometimes you get them and it's Russian roulette. You don't know what the hell you're going to get. Some of them are really sour, properly sour. Some are slightly tart. Some are like, what the heck is this? And I think they do the same with Goses. I'm hoping for that salty finish, so I guess we'll see what happens. Now, it does say this is brewed with Himalayan sea salt, which sounds fancy. I'm going to give this a Squilliam Fancyson right off of the bat because it's a Himalayan sea salt and infused with raspberries. 4.8% ABV. Nothing on the IBUs. Ratings-wise, does very well. 4.04 on Tap, 4.27 on Beer Advocate. What do you think? Is it going to be pink?
I hope so.
If it's not...
Now, is this the brewery that made the Mistletoe?
It is. It is. Mistletoe was the business. Was that like a double or triple IPA?
That was the triple IPA that was actually really serviceable.
I don't like IPAs.
Let alone triple.
No, usually
nonsense.
I see triple and I'm like, I'm out, boys. Time to fold it on up and leave. That was good. That was good.
So let's hope this lives up to it.
Yep. Got a pink look to it.
Hey, look, I spilled it on the desk, just like the last
Again. The mouse is not going to be happy you spilling shit.
How do you know? Maybe the mouse wants to have some beers.
Dude, the mouse went up into my desk drawer. I went in there the other day and opened it. And there was peanut shells everywhere. And I was like, this little bastard.
Did you pay attention while you were pouring this?
Yeah, man, it was pink and cloudy, bro.
It's very cloudy,
Murky.
thick looking.
I'm holding this to the light. I can't even see through it. You got your phone? Backlight this. See if we can even...
We need a backlight flashlight for this kind of...
I know Don's got that down pat. My boy, Don's Beer Reviews. Check him out.
My giant case since I constantly break phones.
Tomorrow we're going to meet up with Don via Facebook Messenger and drink some beers. Wow. Look how murky the top is, bro.
I know. I don't know if that even will show up on video, but...
This is like them videos when they dive in for treasure and you can't see like right in front of your face. That's...
You can't even see through it with the flashlight.
No, that's murky, dude. That's murky. Color-wise, it's almost like a purplish, I think. I mean, again, it's hard to tell in here in night with the light, but even with that, it looks kind of purplish pink.
It's like a pinkish sewer water color. It's one of the Ninja Turtles.
Good Lord. I don't know.
Let's see if I can do this without blinding
That's
the
a
camera.
bit ominous.
It is a very thick, dark...
Yeah.
It's...
Purplish, pinkish.
You cannot see through that at all.
Do you ever drop like a pot on your big toe and break it? Usually, I think it turns this color. It's an odd color. I don't know, man.
I mean, that's a fruit smoothie kind of color. Yeah. Actually, it looks like a fruit smoothie.
Now, I will say this:
if you use a lot of different red fruits.
All right, let's give it a sniff.
What about
what?
The head.
Mine's non-existent. You have a tiny hint. Is it pinkish?
Yes, it is pinkish.
Kind of the same color as the beer.
I don't even need to sniff it from up close. I can smell it the minute we poured it. I mean, it is fruity and raspberry.
You did pick up the salt, though, on the nose.
Maybe it's because it's the Himalayan sea salt.
I can't
Does
tell.
it smell like sea salt?
I can't tell which part of the world it's from, but it smells a bit salty. All right, let's do it.
That is raspberry and
some saltiness. I think you pick it up. Let's give it a shot. Now, immediately, first thing that throws me off here, this looked like it was going to be fruit smoothie consistency, and it's really not at all.
it is very thin.
This is, I would say, light-bodied or on the verge of medium to light-bodied.
It's very thin.
Not what I expected body-wise at all. Especially when you look at it, you see that hanging there, you're like, oh, what the hell is this shit?
Very thin.
Yeah, very thin body, decent.
Now, I hate salt. I am not a fan of salt. I use salt very sparingly. It should be on French fries, pretzels,
popcorn. That's about it.
Popcorn.
Yeah. Corn on the cob. Give it corn on the cob.
When I was a kid, we were at camp, and I was getting ready to eat a bowl of Rice Krispies.
This is when the tears come out and we find out what happened with the counselor.
Yes. And I was going to eat a bowl of Rice Krispies. Grab this Tupperware container thinking it was sugar. Douse my Rice Krispies in sugar. Take a big mouthful of a big pile of sugar. And it was salt. A spoonful of salt with Rice Krispies and milk mixed in. I cannot stand salt. Ever since that day.
I don't mess with it generally. And I've high blood pressure, so you shouldn't be eating it anyhow.
Right.
But I mean, I do like it in a Gose, because you should have it on the tail end, and you do get it in this. Like, you get that little bit of a...
To me,
saltiness.
The first thing I taste is the salt. Mm-hmm. But it's not in an offensive or overpowering way, but...
It's just there.
It's the very first thing I taste is the salt. But not in a, like, gag me, repulsive way. So it's surprisingly a well-balanced flavor of salt when it first hits your tongue.
The other thing I'll say about the raspberries is a very difficult flavor to do in beers, in my opinion. I absolutely love raspberries. A lot of times I'll just buy real raspberries, kind of muddle them, crush them up. I do the same with cherries. And I'll throw it in like a nice German, like the one I usually drink is Munich Gold. And you throw some raspberries or cherries in Munich Gold, adds a little bit of a flavor to it. Delicious. This is a natural raspberry taste. It's
absolutely.
It's not fake cereal, soda, gross. No. Gross raspberry.
It is fruit. It is the raspberry fruit. And
it has a bit of tartness. I mean, it's obviously you can taste the tartness. I mean, I feel my lips doing the pucker thing. This delivers. This is hitting on everything it should. The saltiness, you pick it up throughout. The saltiness on this reminds me, did you have that O'Fallon? I think it was called like Naughty, somewhere else, like pretzel beer.
That vaguely sounds familiar.
I probably saved you one or something. But it was like salt, but it also almost had like a slight baking soda kind of thing to it. And this almost tastes like slightly similar to that in that it's like like a pretzel saltiness that I quite enjoy.
It's surprising. The saltiness is throughout the whole process or experience of the beer, but never in an offensive way. It really complements the flavors of the raspberry well, and
balances off
at the end,
kicks back.
You still have that little bit of salt, but again, it's not any sort of offensive or overpowering.
Yeah,
it's a very subtle, but you know it's there.
Not like when you were a kid and dumped salt in somebody's soda, so when they take a sip,
or dumped it on your own Rice Krispies and took a spoonful.
Listen, none of us are that stupid.
It was an unmarked container of a white granular substance.
It was asbestos, and that explains a lot of things.
I will be calling one of those lawyers about my mesothelioma.
I am head over heels enthralled with this. I actually quite like it. This is something I would drink pretty regularly. I don't know about you.
Well, I know I keep harping on this. I'm shocked about the salt in this beer. Like how it's throughout the experience, but in a subtle, good, tasty, flavorful way. Like
and
perfect.
Properly tart, not Sour Patch Kids sour. It's tart. You get a little bit of the sweetness of the fruit. You get the saltiness. This is well crafted. And the grades, I mean, it has a 4.0 and a 4.27. Well deserved. I mean, this is...
I think those are low.
I would agree, but you got to remember too, man, like this isn't everybody's style.
I know.
So a lot of times when people rate beers, like, oh, it's a 2 because it's sour, and you're like, well, it's supposed to be, jackass. Like, you know, I mean, what do you expect?
Right.
So I mean, you gotta think there's probably some Bud Light cats in here that are like, oh, I don't like this. This is a 1, which counters out the 4.5s or higher grades other people give it. Excellent beer. Excellent beer.
This will be the bar I hold all other beers that say they have Himalayan sea salt in too. this will be what I compare them to.
See, I'm overlooking that Himalayan sea salt bit. Look at this stuff floating up on yours, bro.
But it's like a very thin,
It's like fruit.
watery.
It looks like fruit.
When you drink it, but it does. It looks like raspberry bits.
Yeah, which perfect. All right, we've been yapping a bit. Ripple, Raspberry Gose, Evergreen Brewing, Camp Hill, PA. Big thumbs up.
I'm giving it 2 big thumbs up.
See, I'm too big. I don't even have a graphic to do 2. It's going to be a mess. Multiple thumbs up for this. Excellent beer. Best of the ones that we've had so far tonight by a wide margin. Really good beer. If you can find this one, check it out. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up, hit that like button. If you want to see more videos like this, please hit subscribe. As always, you got any comments or questions, jump in down below. Have you been fortunate enough to try this bad boy? If you have, let us know what you think about it. If you haven't, what other one should we be on the lookout for? Especially something like a Raspberry Gose. This is quite nice. I hate to admit that I dig some pink Himalayan sea salt, but this shit is good. So big thumbs up. Hey, till next time. Cheers.
Cheers.